Welcome, everyone, to episode 5 of HTF Bets, your live Thursday show here at Hitting the Field Network. We have a great show for you today. Going to open it up with our game of the week with a special guest, and then we have Super Bowl Sunday coming up. We're going to break down all of the player props and fun game props for you. Then we'll end it off with our surefire pick of the week. This is HTF Bets, and it starts now. Welcome back, everyone. This is HTF Bets. As always, I'm your host, Tyler Karen. Joining me are my great friends, Johan Blanco and Riley Shepard. We're like brothers. We love each other, but we like to fight a lot, which is what makes this show one of the best shows here at Hitting the Field Network. We also have special guest, Cameron Forcier. Cameron, what's going on? Welcome to HTF Bets, your first time here on the show.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. I've been on every show but Bets and Nighttime, so I'm proud to make my debut.
All right, and for your debut, we're going to put you right on the spot. We're going to put the pressure on you. We're going to start with your game of the week. You have some English Premier League's football.
Oh my gosh!
Stop, Tyler. Wolves versus Tottenham. Wolves come in as a plus 425 underdog. Tottenham at minus 125 favorite. What do you see from this matchup, Cameron?
So this is going to be a big matchup. It has heavy implications on the top 5. Premier League isn't really talked about at Hitting the Fields ever, I think. We've only really talked qualifying in the past year for World Cup. These two teams are evenly matched. If you look at the table, Wolves are only one spot below Tottenham. Last year, they actually tied with 59 points apiece. Overall, I think it's going to come down to how good Wolves is on defense. Jose Sa and Lloris both have 8 clean sheets. That's the goalkeeper for each team. But Wolves have only given up 16 goals in the whole season, and they've played 21 games. They've only scored 19, so they are used to low-scoring games. I'm not entirely sure how it will translate against Tottenham, who has the 3rd leading goal scorer in Son. Kane has 5 goals himself, and then Lucas Moura has 4 goals, 4 assists. This is a Tottenham team that loves to play offense, but this is also a Wolves team that is very stout defensively. Son leads the league in total crosses, and then Jose Sa, Wolves goalkeeper, is top 5 in going up and just winning the balls and the crosses. I do think that their trio, their 3-4-3, their defending trio of Max Killen, Connor Cody, and I forgot the third one, will be able to really stop the Tottenham offense. And they do play today against Arsenal, so the odds are kind of look like they might change depending on how it goes, depending on the injuries. But I do have Wolves actually pulling an upset. 425 is nice odds. They did play earlier the year. Second week of the league, Wolves lost to Tottenham 1-0 off a Dele Alli penalty. But if you look at it, the Wolves had over 100 more passes, they led possession, and they had more shots. Tottenham has been in very poor form. They just lost to Southampton yesterday. They kind of collapsed. They kind of folded. They went up 2-1. They lost 3-2. They got absolutely classed by Chelsea. Their last win was against Leicester, and it was kind of a lucky bounce. Their tying goal in the 93rd, 94th minute. It was kind of just a lob through ball that kind of bounced off a few players and kind of just found its way to the back of the net. And then they did score immediately off of the following kickoff. So they have not been in a very good form. They've historically done very well against Wolves, but Wolves has never beaten United before, and they just beat them. Wolves has a new manager. They took him from Benfica last year. He won the league with Benfica. He's Portuguese. They have a lot of Portuguese players, and I like what he's doing with them so far.
All right, I mean, Cameron, I don't think Wolves are going to win, but also I am a Tottenham fan, so that is a little bit of bias. One thing that's going good for you is that Dele Alli is not on the team anymore. He went to Everton this past January. The one thing, though, that I think Tottenham has to do, because they are on a 2-game losing streak in the Premier League, losing to Chelsea and Southampton, which the Southampton one kind of does sting a little bit. But one thing that I feel like they have to do is they have to change their 3-back formation, because right now they're running a 3-4-3. I think if they run 4 defensive backs, they're good.
Yeah, so there's your opinions about the soccer. It sounds like we have, from Cameron, the expert pick this week is the Wolves plus 425, and then maybe the under, depending on what the line is at the game because of the defense. So that's your Premier League debut here on HTF Bets. Moving on now to NBA. We have Riley's game of the week. We got Cavs going to 76ers on Saturday at 7:30. Tell us about the game, Riley.
Like, this is going to be a great game. These are two of the top 5 teams in the East. And how about this? Only one game separates 1 through 5, which is 76ers are placed at 5th right now, but only a game separates them from that first place slot. The Caris LeVert trade for the Cavs is going to be huge for them. They're ranked 23rd in the NBA right now in points per game, and getting a scoring wing like Caris LeVert is going to be huge for Darius Garland, which this Cavs team is, they're kind of stalemate at times on the offensive end. So getting someone like Caris LeVert, we're still waiting to hear if the 76ers are actually going to pull off that trade for James Harden. And if they,
It's not.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, bro.
James Harden isn't going anywhere. Ben Simmons is just going to rot in Philly for the rest of the year.
He might go to China, like I said this Monday.
Hey, you called it early on in the season, I think, about Ben Simmons going to the Shanghai Sharks. But yeah, I don't think I like the 76ers in this one just based off talent. The Cavs, however, they have been far and beyond much better than what I think everyone expected of them this season. But I'm gonna go with the 76ers.
I'm gonna go with the Cavs on this one because I just think that overall in the East they have one of the top teams in terms of chemistry wise. They're able to move the ball very well and they're very fluent. And ever since Colin Sexton got injured, Darius Garland has just been the leader of the team, and I think that he will lead them to another dub.
Right. Closing thought, Riley, on the game.
The Cavs are going to take it. They're legitimate contenders in the East with that Caris LeVert trade.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
they're certainly better than my Celtics. I'll give them that.
They
so
suck.
the Celtics are terrible. But we're going to forget about all that because we have one of the best to do it in the UFC, Israel Adesanya.
Oh man.
Robert Whittaker.
Holy
Round
crap.
2 this Saturday at UFC 271. Adesanya comes in at the -280 favorite. Whittaker at +230 underdog. This is the second time these two have met. They met
Right.
October 5th, 2019, where Adesanya won by total knockout. So, Johan, break it down.
Yeah, so I mean, this fight is a rematch, so there's not really any solo analytical stuff that you can say because they already matched up already. The one thing I can say is that Robert Whittaker is coming off a 3-fight winning streak, and he looks like he's made major adjustments since his loss to Israel Adesanya back in 2019. I mean, he beat Jared Cannonier in a very impressive unanimous decision. He beat Kelvin Gastelum in another impressive unanimous decision, and also he was just able to, just make adjustments and kind of get his confidence back because he did say this past week that he hated Israel Adesanya, and he didn't want to, but he hated it. So mentally, he's in a better place now. But let's be honest, Israel Adesanya is a once-in-a-generation talent. I mean, he is one of the top strikers to ever do it in the UFC or in MMA, period. And, his ground game is severely underrated just because we saw what he got when he got taken down against Jan Blachowicz. But in the middleweight division, he has a really high takedown defense percentage. So this is a very interesting matchup. It's going to be interesting what happens. But I have the under in terms of going the distance. So this is going to go within 3 rounds. I think it's going to be 3 rounds. I think Israel Adesanya is going to stop Robert Whittaker.
And I agree. Adesanya is definitely going to win. But do you think the ground game is going to cause any issues for him? We saw he was taken on 4 times against Marvin Vettori, and Whittaker is one of the best wrestlers in the middleweight division right now.
It will be interesting, but the only problem is he has to close distance. And the problem is I don't know if he's going to be able to close distance because Israel Adesanya is really good with feints. And I think that if Robert Whittaker keeps biting on feints, then he's going to be able to create so much distance and be more calculated and kind of think about the strategy.
And we saw Whittaker's strategy in the first round in their first match when they fought each other in 2019. He actually won that first round, and we saw that he was kind of forcing, or
He was the aggressor.
He was pressing.
Yeah, he was the aggressor.
He was pressing Adesanya, doing left hooks and comboing them with either kicks and stuff.
Well, he arguably won it until the end of the first round where he got clocked.
Yeah.
And then
they almost called it right there. It was
Right.
right the horn.
Right, but this one's going to be very interesting. This is going to be a very interesting matchup just because it seems like the odds might be a little closer, even though it doesn't say. But this fight is a lot closer because I feel like Robert Whittaker made the right adjustments.
Yeah, I think he's not going to be as aggressive. It's gonna be more patient, which is why I think it's gonna go the distance and why I'm gonna take that +150 bet. Closing it out really quick, we got college basketball, my game of the week. We have Villanova going to Providence, take on the 22 Friars. This is next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Providence has not lost at home this season. They've won the last 7 games. Al Durham, Nate Watson, Noah Horscher has led the team, and Ed Cooley might be up for Coach of the Year. He's in a top 3 finalist for me with Bruce Pearl from Auburn, and then you never know where that third one might come to. Those are the only 2 locks for me. But I like Villanova in this matchup. There's no official spread out yet. I think they go and beat the Friars on the road.
I don't know. Like, Providence is 12-0 at home. They've had a lot of close losses. 3 out of their last 4 wins have been within 5 points. But Nova, I mean, they almost just lost to St. John's. They almost gave up a 20-point lead. So I'm going to take Providence at home.
All right, Cameron, do you have Providence or Villanova in this one?
I think Providence will come out. They are undefeated at home. When you look at Villanova, they are very top-heavy. Their top 6 averages all 9 points per game or plus, and then their 7th is 1.9. So I think that more people on Providence can get it done, and being at home in conference is very important. And Providence has proven that they are legit. They have won 7 in a row, and they are a half game over Villanova right now.
I think that they do match up very well, but I think that Villanova, they aren't the deepest team. But those 6 guys, those are 6 experienced and very skilled, well-rounded players. They all know their role. They don't turn the ball over. They make a very high percentage of their free throws. They're one of the top in the country. They don't make silly mistakes, and they have what it takes to win a game late down the stretch. That's all the time that we have for segment 1. Stick with us. We'll be right back for segment 2, and we're going to break down some Super Bowl props.
I'm in charge of the meeting this week. So you know what we're going to talk about? Basketball. The second thing we're going to talk about this week is basketball. Okay? And the third and last thing we're going to talk about is basketball.
Yeah. God, dude. It's ridiculous. I want to quit. Can I quit? Take that.
Look at the screen. What are we talking about this week?
Basketball.
Welcome back, everyone. We have the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. We have the Rams versus the Bengals in LA. And we're a betting show. We wouldn't. What kind of betting show would we be if we didn't talk about game and player props coming into this? Now, we'll start with just the game in itself and the final score. The Rams favored by 4 points with the over-under set at 48.5. Cameron, who do you have in this Super Bowl?
I have the Rams winning with the under. I think that when it comes down to it, obviously it will be a story of defenses. I think the defenses are more even than people think, but the Bengals' offensive line, it cannot be stated enough, they are shoddy. And when you put the Rams, who blitz 26% of all dropbacks, I think that Aaron Donald, Von Miller will create that pressure just to keep Joe Burrow on his feet, on his toes. I know he can make magic with his feet, he can run around, he can throw out the pocket, but I just see them being a little bit too disruptive for the Bengals offensive line. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I'm not going to complain. This is a very good Super Bowl for me. I do not have a preference who wins. I have family from Cincinnati, but I would really like to see Matthew Stafford get a ring. I just want it to be a good game. That's what I'm going for.
Well, you're too nice, because we're gonna draw the line here at HTF Bets.
Fine.
Now, I'm going with the Bengals. I picked the Bengals before the beginning of the playoffs. That's brother love right there. But put $5 on the Bengals at plus 1,800. As soon as regular season is over, I'm still alive for that. Am I saying you should double bet the Bengals if you took that bet? I don't know. All I know is I'm rooting for the Bengals in this one, and I think the over is gonna go. It's gonna hit the over.
Yeah, it definitely is.
At least we agree on something, because that over at 48.5 is money in the bank. Both these quarterbacks are gonna have a day. They're both gonna throw for over 250 yards. I feel like with Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow. But if there's one thing that the Bengals need to do if they want to pull out the upset, is Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins need to step up, because Jamar Chase, I'm not going to say he's going to be completely locked down. He's going to get some receptions, but it's not going to be anything like he's had so far. And nobody on that Bengals offensive line is going to be able to stop Aaron Donald. And if they try to, then like Cameron said, Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, they're going to have their way. I'm taking the Rams. Matt Stafford, we all know I'm a Lions fan. As much as I hate seeing him succeed in LA, I would love if he got a ring.
Well, it's a good thing I don't listen to you because me and my boy Tyler right here have the same team.
All Bengals.
All
All
Bengals,
in.
baby.
All
Joe
in.
Shiesty in the house. Woo, woo. So I'm telling you right now, the Bengals are going to win, and I would take the over on that. They're going to have a field day. I think you said 200 yards. I say both quarterbacks are going to throw for over 300 yards in this one. I definitely think so. This is going to be an entertaining one. These are two very pass-heavy offenses, and I really think that the score, I think it might be around, you can see both teams scoring 40 points each.
Oof.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know if
That's my hot take. That
think
is my
both
hot
teams
take.
are gonna hit the over?
Both are going to have 40 points each.
I don't think that's hot.
That's
amazing.
I would say
I'm
30,
white hot.
30, but I don't know about
I
40.
don't know.
I'm white hot.
I'm gonna fact check it, but I'm curious what the highest the Rams have allowed all season.
They're going to allow a lot
I
this
can't think of anything
this Sunday.
off the top of the head, but with the Bengals' offensive momentum, this might be the best offense one of the best offenses that they have seen all year, just based on, I think, with the storyline, the power that Joe Burrow has right now.
Right.
Yeah.
On social media, everything's unbelievable. But I want to transition now into game and player props. Now, these are, you can find, it's over 850, I think, is the final count. Anything from how many will this quarterback throw for, receiving yards, the coin toss, the national anthem, over 850. I picked two out. These are absolute locks. I'm going with total Bengals rushers over 3.5. You're going to have Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and then somebody else is going to get a rush. I think that's a lock. And then I'm also going with Joe Burrow over 10.5 rushing yards. I think it's gone up a little bit since I was doing my research before. I'm good with taking it up to 17, 20 area because I think that line is going to collapse on him. He is going to get out of the pocket, and he's going to scramble for a couple first downs.
Yeah, so I have 3 prop bets, and these ones are, one of them is really risky, and I think if it hits, it's big money. So the type of first scoring play, I have the Bengals with a rushing touchdown for plus 900.
Okay.
So I'm saying this because obviously you have Joe Mixon, but you also have Samaje Perine. If they're in the red zone, I guarantee, not guarantee, but more than likely, I feel like they're going to hand the ball off to one of them. So that's easy money right there. You put 100 down, you get 900 back. Why not? Why? No.
You have 100 to put down, Joe.
More than likely.
You've put so much on the Giants at this point. Do you have $100 to put down? I don't
Hey,
think anybody in HTF. We've
I
all
bet
seen the
my
bad
life
taste
savings on
commercials. You
Arizona
told me to
beat
put my life
UCLA,
savings on the Giants
and I got
twice.
rich.
You need to
Twice.
go grab that 100 out of your Ferrari out back or
Zoom,
something.
zoom.
You got,
Zoom, zoom.
You throw it around 100 on Super Bowl prop bets.
Zoom,
I think
zoom.
that's my favorite thing about prop bets is you get those big odds. I'll throw like $5. Like with the Bengals, plus 1,800, I'll throw 5 on it. That's not really hurting me. I'm a college kid.
Throw 100.
Or just
Throw
make
100.
it rain like Johan Riley. What prop bets do you have
Okay,
for this
I have
game?
2, just like Tyler. Rams are going to be over on time of possession. That's easy money in the bank. They've had over 34 minutes of time of possession on all 3 playoff games, minus 120 odds. And then I talked about it earlier, Jamar Chase, his over-under is set at 78 receiving yards. Jalen Ramsey is not going to allow that to happen. He's going to be under. I could see it being around
agree with that.
40, 45, but he's not going to get 78 receiving yards.
All right, I want to go. Well, yeah, that's a maybe, but no, I agree with that, Riley. Cameron, who is your Super Bowl MVP prediction?
So my Super Bowl MVP, I'm going with Jalen Ramsey. I know that is a hot take. Only one cornerback has ever won it for the Cowboys in the late 90s. 11 of the last 15 have been quarterbacks. I just think that Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller are going to create so much pressure that Joe Burrow is going to he's going to be forced to make some reads, and he's going to force to make some throws that he might not like. And I think Jalen Ramsey will be there to ball hawk. I could see him getting 1, and I would not be surprised if he somehow comes down with 2 interceptions just off of scrambling, throwing it up.
That is a plus 10,000 odd.
Yeah.
I
Jalen
cannot
Ramsey.
wait
You
until
go
Jamar
big or
Chase
go
runs
home.
all over him.
Johan said throw 100, go big or go home with plus 10,000.
No. I have Jamar Chase because he's going to run over Jalen Ramsey the entire – yes.
No.
Yes, he
he's
is.
not.
He's going to have 100 yards. He's going to have at least 90. I know for a fact. Jalen Ramsey's going to get torched. He's going to get embarrassed this game. I'm telling you. Choke. He's going to choke. He's going to choke in this game. I guarantee you. So my pick for Super Bowl MVP, Jamar Chase.
My pick for Super Bowl, not MVP, is Odell Beckham. I think that he's going to he's gonna just absolutely.
Wait. Not MVP.
Super Bowl not MVP. So
Not.
you're going like one catch.
That's what-
How is he going to win the not MVP?
not because he is going to absolutely. He's going to have an issue out there on the field. He's going to be shut down completely. If there's a not MVP, then it's going to be Odell. But my Super Bowl MVP, I'm going with Joe Burrow. He's too hot right now. He is the favorite. I'm sorry, Stafford is the favorite. Burrow comes in at plus 225. I'm going with Burrow.
And I'm going with Stafford. Like I said, I would love if Matt Stafford, after all these years, not only won a Super Bowl, but won a Super Bowl MVP. He's going to throw for over 300 yards. He's going to have a day with the 26th ranked pass coverage defense in the NFL.
All right. There are Super Bowl MVPs. We're going to wrap this up. Maybe the most important question, one of the most, other than the coin toss and the national anthem, I think those are the two most bet on things in the Super Bowl. What color is the Gatorade going to be that gets dumped on the winning team's coach?
It is going to be red this year. I've said it backstage. It's going to be red. If it's not red, I can leave the show.
Now we don't see a lot of.
Do we get that? We're rolling
Clip
here.
that, clip that.
John will leave the show if it is not red.
I'll leave nighttime.
That comes in at plus 1,000 for red. Right.
Now we don't see a lot of back-to-back Super Bowl champions, but we're going to see a back-to-back Gatorade color. Last year was blue. It's going to be blue again.
No.
That's it.
We've seen a lot of blue. We haven't seen clear in a while, and we haven't seen purple in a while. There's a reason for that. We're going to stay away from those. I'm going to make two bets. Again, you have orange. Orange is the favorite at plus 130. I'm going to stay away from that. If the game is in Los Angeles, I'm guessing that means that the stadium gets to provide the Gatorade colors. I'm not sure 100%, but in my mind, I feel like that's what it's going to be from a facility management standpoint. So why would the Rams give the Bengals their color Gatorade? It's just not going to happen. But yellow and blue, that seems like a pretty good statement to make by giving the other team, your team's Gatorade color. So I'm going to take blue at plus 600 and then yellow, green, lime at plus 300.
No.
One of those is going to hit.
No.
Yes.
Why not? They're in Los Angeles. It's such an insult to say, drink our color.
It needs to stain the jacket. Red definitely stains.
Red stain. Okay.
All Gatorade stains.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm going with blue on this one again. This is the. Cameron, I'm sorry. I almost.
Me and you were the same. Blue. I got blue and yellow, or I actually have blue if the Rams win. And if the Bengals win, I have to go orange. I know you're staying away from it because it's in LA, but I don't see a way that the Bengals aren't going to bring their own of orange. Sam Hubbard said they have it for every playoff. I don't see them changing that.
Right. I don't like. I don't take my word for it. I just feel like, from a facility management standpoint, the facility gets to choose, which means there's going to be some sort of subtle home field advantages for the Rams. The Gatorade color is going to be one of them. So that's all the time we have for segment 2. Stick with us because we have, unfortunately, another surefire bet of the week when I'm not doing so hot. So let's see if I can get on track. Stay with us.
Welcome to the HTF Hot Wings Challenge. One of you guys actually do hot sauce like regularly?
No.
No.
It's like the least black thing I do.
Oh, wow, okay.
I say Johnny goes first on this one.
I agree.
Now the Buccaneers are going to play the Washington football team
That
today.
can't happen.
It will happen.
I'm terrified.
No, I really hate it.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. You're wrong. If it wasn't for Kanye jumping up on stage and doing that, I'm gonna let you finish, but no one would know what it was.
Nitro's dump truck. And if you don't know what I'm talking about,
Why's Nitro thick?
I don't know how many squats I need to do to get up like something like that, but I will do it.
Oh! Oh my God!
Baseball, obvious reasons. Babe Ruth, if you want to go currently. I feel like that's just like a thing.
he jumped off the wall to catch the home run. We made it through all the way to the end. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome back, everyone. Our final segment here on HTF Bets. I almost don't even want to introduce this segment anymore. It's our surefire pick of the week. Last semester, I was hot the entire way through. I only finished with 2 incorrect picks. Apparently, I'm not a college basketball expert, and I'm more of a football guy, but I'm 1-3 on the year. Johan comes in at 3-0-1, and then Riley is the champ at 4-0. So I'll let you start, Riley. This is your segment.
So 5-0 after Sunday. I talked about Matt Stafford is going to have a day. His over-under for yards is set at 279.5 right now, and he's going to blow that out of the water. Expect him to throw a lot. His over-under attempts is going to be at 36.5, so he's going to get at least 36 attempts. He's going to throw for over 300 yards.
I'm changing my surefire pick because I disagree with that so much. I was going to do a different Super Bowl bet, but I'm going to go against Riley on that one. I'm going to do under on the attempts. The Rams are going to be running the ball. It's going to be a ground and pound game. I don't think that they're going to throw as much. I think Joe Burrow is going to have, this is another prop bet, way more attempts in the Super Bowl than Stafford will. But I'll go under on Stafford's attempts for my surefire pick of the week.
This is why you're doing really bad on them, but we'll get to that in a minute. I'm going with a fight because you guys have gone with the Super Bowl. I'll go with the fight this Saturday, UFC 271. The second fight on the main card, Kyler Phillips versus Marcelo Rojo. I think Kyler Phillips is going to be a top prospect in the bantamweight division. You pick him, and you get money.
Cameron, your first surefire
ever
pick
lock.
of the, I can't even say it anymore just because I've been that
You're so
bad.
disgusted.
Yes.
So I'm going with a Super Bowl prop. There is one that I saw, and it's -180. It is, will any part of Eminem's set at halftime be censored? I feel like that is. I feel like there's no way that's not going to hit. -180. I know he's going to do Lose Yourself. He might do I Need a Doctor, even though that's kind of not
Please
a big
don't
song.
do I Need a Doctor.
He might.
Well,
I don't know what he's going to
I
do,
don't
but I
care.
find it almost impossible that it's not going to be censored at least once, and it is one.
Okay. I like that. You said that came in at -180.
Yeah.
I like those odds,
Those
and
are
I like
good
that.
odds. I like that one. That was a good one.
So there you go. Those are surefire picks. Me and Riley are really going head to head here. I want to give you a little bit of a picture for last semester. I started, I think, 3-1 or 4-1. Riley, what'd you start?
I think I started 2-2, and then I just got hot towards the end.
No, well you were down a couple games.
I was. All I know is that I was
bad.
2-5.
I was
were
not
bad.
as bad as
No,
Tyler.
you're bad.
It was
You're bad.
It was bad.
You're terrible.
This is where I get on track because Riley, he didn't pick it up. I think you picked some favorable
Hey,
bets
team
last
undefeated.
semester,
Team
but-
undefeated. Am I right?
Yes,
sir.
Am I right?
Yes,
You
sir.
don't get that.
Yeah, no, but so I originally was gonna go back with, like I said, one of the prop bets, but like I said, I just don't see the Rams throwing the ball as much as what people think. I think that's what the Bengals are going to expect. So I think they're going to punch it through the gap and they're going to get a lot of yards on the ground.
No.
Matt Stafford is at least throwing the ball 35 times.
35.
I'm not going to put money on the over-under for attempts, but that yardage, even if he doesn't get those 36 attempts that are predicted, he's going to throw for at least 280 yards.
I think
that's a guarantee.
I think you're going to be surprised. You're going to
Guarantee.
see a lot of yards on the ground. So those are our surefire picks of the week. Hopefully, at least I have a win. I would really love to give Riley his first loss. That's all the time that we have for today's show. Cameron, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you all enjoyed at home. We will see you next week.